Welcome back to the channel. Last time we took my 2004 Corvette Z06 to the racetrack after a number of repairs to see if they actually worked, and for the most part, everything went surprisingly well.
And mechanically, at least for me, everything seems to be functioning properly. So I sorted a bunch of stuff before this. I was worried that I might spring another coolant leak or something, but everything held, everything is good.
It finally seemed like we had all the issues on this car sorted out, or so I thought.
Alright, it is now the next day, and we did in fact break something. In fact, we broke two somethings. The first was my body, because I am ridiculously sore. I also bruised the side of my knee trying to brace it against the door through all the corners. As you can also tell, I picked up a bunch of rubber from other people's tires on the track, but I also have probably the highest kill count of bugs that I've ever managed on a single trip. And I have no idea how this is going to show, but it's also the entire windshield. The other thing to notice is most of these areas look dark, but if I do this, you now see this nice bright stripe right here, and my finger is looking a lot darker. That is brake dust, and it is over the entire car. So white might not have been the smartest choice as a base color, but you know what? I'm not really known for good choices at this point. But either way, I think it's safe to say that this thing probably needs a bath worse than it ever has before. But that is not what I was referring to when I said I broke something. So I knew I had the high trans fluid temp, but what I also noticed as I was coming back home and when I parked the car in my garage after the almost 4-hour trek back, I noticed that there was a slight dripping noise followed by a hissing noise immediately after. So it was like tss, tss, tss. So there was a liquid dripping onto something hot. We're gonna try to find out what that was, because it's probably something that isn't good. Oh, and the clutch, which was not feeling so great when I was in stop and go traffic on the way home. But we're not gonna talk about that one for a minute because I don't want to think about the prospect of having to replace that. Now, my first thought coming over here on the passenger side is I fixed this coolant expansion tank. I was gonna say we fixed it, but I mean, let's be real. You guys didn't do anything on this car. It was all me. But there was a chance that this tank was defective or the old hoses weren't clamping properly, even with the new tank here. And if you'll notice, the exhaust is right there. And the exhaust, if you don't know, tends to get pretty hot on a car. Now, the dripping sounded like it was coming from this corner, so that is why it is my first suspicion. So breaking out the flashlight here, we're just looking for fresh drips. And to be honest, I can't tell. I cannot tell. So coming in here, right, here's the first one. You can see it looks like a little bit wet right there on the hose, but that looks like a couple drops at most. That doesn't look like it's directly over the exhaust. This one here in the front, that looks fine. I'm not seeing anything underneath that. This puddle underneath where you see all the gravel here at the bottom, that was already built up from when I had the prior leak. So I'm not convinced that that's necessarily new, and it doesn't look wet enough to say that any more has dripped. But what I think is the culprit is here. So this is where I was leaking before. You can see the dust on this hose suddenly stops there and starts here, right below this new valve, which is where I was leaking on the last one. But when I touch this, it feels dry, looks clean, there's nothing coming out. So that's probably old as well. So what could it be? That was my dog scratching her butt. So this is kind of a weird predicament, right? I don't see anything that's obviously leaking on this car, but as all the coolant gets really hot, which it tends to do on a track day because you're pushing the vehicle to its limits, this gets more and more pressurized. And as it gets more pressurized, it's putting more physical stress on the whole system, including on this expansion tank. So there's a very real possibility that when the car is hot and when it's being pushed to that level, that's just enough pressure to open up a very small leak. Which means now, when the car is cold, we're not gonna see anything. Now, the only other things I could think of right here, if the cap was leaking, we would see a little residue there. I'm not seeing anything there. The battery, this is the new battery. This looks good. This is still really nice and secured. I don't think that's dripping out or anything. This wet spot here, that is just from my dog's nose. That is nothing to be concerned about. That wasn't there a couple minutes ago. So I've gone around and checked everything I can think of. And the only thing I found is all the fluid levels look good. The coolant level maybe has gone down a little bit, but it was a little overfilled before, so it was probably just purging the extra, if anything. Other than that, though, the only fluid that's not 100% filled to the brim is this brake fluid, which is still just below the max fill line, which I swear is about where it was prior to me doing this, because I did a full brake fluid flush prior to this track day. This doesn't have any corrosion. There's no reason a line would be rusted otherwise. And I've now looked at all four corners to see if there's anything dripping out at the end at the wheel. wheels because that's the only place that would feasibly leak. Now, all my rotors have a little bit of discoloration from how much heat they got at the track, but there's only one that has any sort of fluid, and it's here in the front passenger corner of the car, which, like I said, is where I heard the dripping. Now, there's only literally a couple drops here at the bottom. So if I get my phone in here, you can see, this is a big maybe, that dark spot here might be some fluid. It's not like it's the whole way around the wheel. I would expect it to be a little bit more had this been like an actual substantial leak. So I guess what I'm saying here is I suspect something is leaking onto something hot, and I have no idea what it is, which means it's either going to be fine or I'm going to catch fire. There's not really a whole lot of in between there. I don't know what's wrong, and I'm just going to keep driving this car. If there is a leak and if it's dripping onto something hot, I'm going to figure out quite quickly when the car catches fire. But until then, I can't find anything that's dripping or anything hot that looks like something baked off of it. As a quick sanity check, I'm just going to back this out of the garage, make sure no puddles have formed underneath. But if there's nothing under the car, I'm just going to run it and we're going to see what happens, because I seem to make questionable decisions. So that is the good news, is there's no discernible leaks and we can just absolutely send it for no reason. The bad news is the clutch was feeling not so happy on the drive home, especially in stop and go traffic. Most likely I severely hot-spotted that thing from just power shifting it all day, but also the stop and go traffic on hills in some cases did not do it any favors, but it's probably the original clutch at 90,000 miles, probably due to be replaced soon anyhow. And now there's a weird vibration in the car at speed. I didn't feel it on track, but I felt it when I was driving home, especially at speeds over 80 miles an hour, which could be like a wheel bearing or a drive shaft issue or an engine issue or transmission issue or a differential issue. Basically, I might have just broken the whole car. But for now, it is still running and we are not leaking any fluids that I know of that could potentially catch fire. So for now, we're just going to continue to make questionable choices and send it until the next thing breaks. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.